On tonight's show, we'll be talking about the impact of the conquest of the Aztec society. So, we're going to get some answers from the Aztec to tell us more. So now that we have said that, let's head over to the battlefield with Harold.
Hi, we're here on the battlefield with Adrian. Now, why are you fighting?
We're fighting with imbeciles because they attack us.
So what are you going to do after you lose the battle? Because I need some information for a history assignment.
We lose.
Yeah, you lose.
Lanoli! So now we will talk about the diseases that the Spanish brought with them when they came to Mexico. So in the space of 100 years after the war, a series of epidemics decimated the local population. Come on, don't be shy. Perhaps as 1.2 million people died. They were native Aztec civilians. Records confirm that there was a smallpox epidemic between 1519 and 1520, immediately after the Europeans arrived. I'd say it killed around 5 to 8 million people. Now, as we can see, here we have the Aztec's native spring pond. It looks pretty warm, so we'll just... It's very warm. Over to you.
The city was taken by the Spanish. They also weren't allowed to keep believing in their cultural traditions. And had to learn what the new Spanish traditions were. Many of the Aztec elements and traditions were not allowed to be kept anymore. And if they were found using these traditions, they would be in big trouble. Now, they'd be very strict, but some of the Aztec things or traditions, one of them was rolling down a hill. And the other one was no standing.
Before the Spanish came, the Aztecs had a very big religion, or belief as some called it. And the theory was that they had to make human sacrifices to take the still beating heart out of the human and give it as a offering to the sun, so it would come up the next day. At one point, the Aztecs were so enticed in their belief that it was just 3 days they sacrificed 2,000 hearts to the sun and put the skulls around the temple where they made the sacrifices. But when the Spanish came, they made sure this belief would not be a belief and it would be lost in time. But as we can see, looks like here is one of the victims with a dislocated jaw and a half pulled off skull, and his hand remains right here. Yeah.
So on tonight's show, we talked about the Aztecs' life, slightly before and mainly after the Spanish conquest of the Aztecs. It was an intriguing and somewhat gruesome journey. We firstly met an Aztec on the battlefield and asked him a few questions. Then we went on to talk about the diseases the Spanish brought with them to the Americas. Then we went on to talk about how the Aztecs had to stop their traditions due to the Spanish banishing their traditions. And finally, we talk about the gruesome sacrifices the Aztecs used to make offerings to the sun. So that's all on tonight's show. So we hope you enjoyed and have a good night.